Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Christina and this is the Beauty Rookie. And if you are back, welcome back. Today I'm doing a tag video that was started by Stephanie Marie here on YouTube. I really enjoy her channel. I've been following her for a long time and I just really love her content and her reviews. She's a super honest and knowledgeable woman. She's so classy and just, I don't know, a breath of fresh air in this YouTube community. If you're looking for someone over 30 that can give you a different perspective on makeup than every other YouTuber, I would definitely check out her channel. So she started this tag called Beauty Brand Superstars, and basically what it is unsung heroes of your favorite brands, or maybe brands that you've been curious about but you're just so overwhelmed with how much there is and want to know where to start. Maybe they're items that people have not talked about, maybe they're things, maybe the brand is completely new to you. So you can interpret this tag however you want to interpret it. I really recommend you check out her video. I'm going to link it down below. I decided to pick splurge kind of items, so brands that are pretty high-end that most people probably have a hard time justifying and taking the plunge, and when they do, they're not really sure where to start. And I've picked products that are not often talked about so that you can feel like you're discovering something new, and I feel like sums up the brand really well in general. So a little backstory, Chanel for me was the first luxury brand that I wanted to try and that I splurged on for the very first time. I remember getting a gift certificate to Nordstrom and just knowing for sure that that's what I was gonna do. Now, that led to a pretty big shopping trip where 70% of the products got returned. I really like a few of the items and some of them just did not perform for me up to par with the price tag, right? You're buying the Chanel name, but the products that I'm gonna talk about are actually products that I would buy if any brand made, and it just happens to be that Chanel makes them and they're beautiful and I think are worth the splurge. I do really love a few other items that I'm not gonna talk about here, like foundation, eyeliner, blushes, but these are items that I feel like if you have the budget, you should start here. So the first item, and I'm sure this one has been talked about and raved about, just not as much lately. I feel like it was really hyped up a few years ago and now it's just nobody talks about it, but it's still an awesome product. This is the Chanel Cream Bronzer. It's called Soleil Tan de Chanel. It comes in one universal shade, which isn't awesome, and it's in a jar form and it looks like that. And I have had this for a very long time, at least over a year for sure, and I use it all the time and I've barely made a dent in it. It is such a good product, and I know that the price tag, you're like, oh, I don't know. Trust me on this, okay? It is the most seamless cream product you'll ever use. It is the perfect tone and shade. It's creamy, it's blendable, it stays on all day, it looks so very natural and I say that, very natural, but really this will only be good for medium to light skin tones. I'm just gonna be honest there. So let me dip my fingers in it so you can see a swatch. That's the shade of it. I think it's a wonderful summertime product. I reach for it all the time for when you wanna wear minimal makeup and just look like a glowy goddess. It's such a good product. The scent is very strong. All Chanel product scents are very strong. So maybe go into the store and smell it before you buy it and make sure that it's something that you will enjoy. It's such a good product. It's a great place to start. The next product, I think everyone should splurge on a high-end lipstick at some point. It makes you feel so special and just wonderful when you pull out your cute little lipstick out of your bag. And I think the most flattering, comfortable, everyday shade you can own is Boy by Chanel. And it is in their Coco Shine formula, which is almost like a balm. It just gives a very rosy tone to the lip. Depending on your undertones, it's going to pull more rosy or more nude, but it's super comfortable, super hydrating, and it's just like the packaging is so just, the packaging is gorgeous and it just makes you feel like a princess. So if you're looking at their line and you don't know what color to pick, Boy by Chanel, can't go wrong with it. It's such a good one. And my last Chanel product that I don't think anyone here on YouTube ever talks about, I don't know how to pronounce it, is their Illusion d'Ombre Cream Shadow in New Moon. This shadow formula is very unique as that it's kind of similar to the Natasha Denona Crystal Top Coats in that it doesn't quite feel like a cream. It almost feels like a pressed pigment, but it never dries out. It's really strange. It's kind of a sheer formula, but it goes on over any shadow, and it's kind of like a topper. Well, you can use it alone or you can use it over top of any shadow. And I just really think that this shade is so unique. It's almost purple, it's almost brown, it's not quite. And on top of different colors of shadow, it's going to look different. On top of a green, this pulls more brown and it just looks amazing. And these last all day, they don't crease. Look at that shine. They're amazing. Now, this is the only shade that I feel like anyone can use, and I think everyone should own this. If you need to own something by Chanel, it would be this in the bronzer, in my opinion. I don't think that you will regret getting that at all. I do think the ColourPop shadows may be a little bit of a dupe, but there's something very unique about this formula, and if you want to splurge, that's a good place to start. Let's talk about Hourglass, which is my favorite brand of all time. I am a little bit biased, I will say that. Everyone talks about the ambient lighting powders, which look like this, which are awesome finishing and setting powders. I do think they're wonderful, worth a splurge, and everyone should try them. But I'm gonna talk about a few items that nobody talks about and are so good that I cannot believe they're not more hyped up. The first one being the Illume Sheer Trio, which looks like this. It is a trio of cream products, which you got your bronzer or contour, blush, and highlight. And this is the first cream palette that I've ever tried and fallen deeply, deeply in love with. I absolutely love it. If you are looking for something that blends with little to no effort, that stays on all day, that's creamy, blendable, just gives you the most natural, healthy look to your skin, this would be it. When I go on vacation to somewhere warm or by the beach, this is what I take. Because it's so effortless and it always looks good, and one of the best things about it is that you can apply it with your fingers. That is the greatest part of Hourglass products, that they really believe in enhancing your natural beauty. It's not about caking up your skin and looking like a completely other person. It's going to make you look like you, but just like a better version of you. I absolutely love their aesthetic and what they believe in and stand for. But I really just take, and let me show you a swatch, like very lightly, and then there's the, right there. The highlight is a little more subtle and it dries down to a powder, so it does stick around. It's not as reflective as their Vanish highlight, but I really like it for no makeup looks and for just that kind of effortless, girl on the go kind of look. This for me would be, everyone that likes Hourglass should have this. If you haven't tried it yet, you need it. And the last Hourglass product that I want to talk about is their Confession lipsticks, which I have a problem. Yeah, I have a problem. Oh my gosh, guys, these are the perfect cream lipstick for me, in my opinion. First of all, this packaging. This is the refillable applicator it comes with. It's so chic, it's so stylish, and you just feel like you just feel so glamorous, like using this and pulling this out of your clutch, because it's so tiny and it's so sleek, and there's so many shades to choose from, and the formula is so comfortable. It glides on, it's completely opaque on one coat. They're super comfortable and they're great. One of the reasons I love these for a night out is that they're so easy to reapply even without a mirror. They're not going to look bad, and they wear gracefully, so you're not gonna have, you know, that unfortunate ring that you get. They're very forgiving. They're forgiving on fine lines. They're just, I love them. Let me swatch all the shades that I have, and then the next one is Marc Jacobs, and I'm going to keep this one pretty short because I think Marc Jacobs is pretty well regarded in general, and most of the products are hyped up. But something that nobody talks about is their highlighter. And they have this one, which is their dewdrops, and let me show you. I love the dewdrops. I think they're beautiful. This is like out of control with the glow it gives you. And it's wonderful mixed in with foundation. But item that nobody talks about, and it's so good, is their little spotlight glow stick. This gives you a very, look at how much I've used. It's pretty beat up. This is another product that I reach for in the summertime all the time. Let's see, do I have any room anywhere? Let's see, let's try the wrist. It just gives you a super glossy highlight that's natural but not at the same time. And with a damp sponge and tapped on the cheeks, it just looks so ethereal and beautiful. Nobody talks about this. It also is so good to put under a powder highlight and intensify it. I absolutely love this, and I think more people need to rave about it, and I think it's a great kind of hidden gem type of product. And my favorite Marc Jacobs product of all time is actually their blushes. First of all, the little packaging is so chic and sleek. Marc Jacobs just gets me, okay? It's just, and these blushes, they don't look like much in the pan. They just don't. You can customize them to be perfect for you. They are luminous, but you can make them more matte. You can add more of the lighter shade or the darker shade, and just, you have kind of like a new blush every time you use it. My favorite ones are Flesh and Fantasy, which is a nude, and Lines and Last Night, which is a kind of coral, peachy shade. I just love that with two of these, I basically have like 20 different blush looks, really. And the formula is probably the best blush formula that there is out there. The name Airblush is accurate. It does make you look like you have airbrushed blush on. It's absolutely stunning. I don't think that I can say, oh, this is so pigmented. They're not. They are going to be a subtle blush that you can build up. That's what I like in a blush, though. I like something that I can go from sheer to built up. I don't want to have clown cheeks from the minute I put it on. I want it to be able to blend. So I definitely prefer a buildable formula, and that's this. The very last products I want to talk about are from Becca. Everyone talks about Becca and everyone talks about their highlights, and I do think that it's a great place to start, but I actually prefer their primers. I think they make some of the best primers on the market, and these are them. First Light and Backlight. This one is hydrating, this one is glowy. They work with almost every single foundation I have ever tried. Let me give you a pump of the Backlight. That's the Backlight primer. The Backlight primer does really well on with any foundation really, but if you have a matte foundation that you want to have a little bit more luminosity, healthy skin, this is it. It also looks amazing underneath like a BB cream or just spot concealing and going with your face as is. It's a wonderful product. If you're way more on the dry side and you have a little bit of dullness or redness or discoloration, this First Light priming filter is going to be your favorite thing. It smells a little lemony, it's cooling, refreshing, it's gonna give you an instant boost of hydration. Every foundation just glides on over top of it, and it really does brighten your skin and gives you a more of a healthy look. Nobody talks about these primers, nobody does. I don't know why, because they are so good. I wouldn't use them together, but they're so good. And that's it with my beauty brand superstars tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you want me to do this series in the future and we can talk about even more products, because I have so many more things I can talk about. We can do indie brands, we can do drugstore brands, anything like that. This time I just wanted to focus on a little bit of a higher end, just because I know that sometimes it's really hard to make that first purchase because you don't know if it's going to be worth it, and sometimes people are just so untrustworthy, right? And we're so flooded with these reviews online, and everyone loves everything they try if they get it for free, it seems like. But this is all stuff that I've purchased with my own money, and I would recommend to all of you, and I think you'd be happy with every single thing here. I hope you liked this video and you found it helpful or interesting. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.